When a teen plays the violin like she was born with it, you can't help but stop and listen. Also, when it comes to Karolina Protsenko, people don't just listen, they get hooked. The internet loves Karolina because she plays the violin and has a smile that can light up any street corner. Millions of people have watched her versions of hit songs online, but lately, something about her has caught my attention. People want to know where Karolina is now and what happened to the young star who used to be the talk of the internet. From Kiev, Ukraine, to the world stage, Karolina Protsenko was born on October 3, 2008, in Kiev, Ukraine. People in this city have always loved music and culture. Karolina didn't just listen to music in concert rooms or on the radio. It lived in her house, with her family, and in every part of her early life. She was raised by Nikolai and Ella, who were both trained singers who loved classical music. Her dad played the guitar and her mom played the piano. There were a lot of things that planned Karolina's road to the violin before she even picked it up. They didn't just play for fun, they knew how hard work and dedication were needed to become good at an instrument. From a very young age, Karolina got the same structure and guidance. Because the base was strong from the start, she was able to reach such an impressive level of skill at such a young age. The family moved from Ukraine to the United States in 2015. Karolina was only 6 years old at the time. Karolina's ability could grow and reach more people than ever before because of this big change. Karolina still lives in Simi Valley, California, where she and her family finally settled down. She continues to perform and build her music career there. A lot of people thought Karolina had learned on her own because she made her acts look so easy. In fact, she did have a lot of natural talent, but she also got professional training to make her skills even better. The fact that she plays with both emotion and precision shows how committed she is to learning how to play her instrument. The Suzuki method was used for her first lessons, and she worked hard to finish all 7 volumes of the Suzuki books. Elisa Boynton at the Oregon City Music Academy was her first violin teacher in the U.S. She stressed how important it was to practice every day. After that, Karolina continued her education in California, first with Armando Anto and then with Sam Fisher at the Colburn School. Her strict practice schedules, which often lasted 2 to 3 hours a day, included both traditional pieces and modern pop songs. The music at home made sure that the violin wasn't just a hobby, it became a part of her daily life. Her parents were very important in raising her. Karolina also shares her love of music with her 2 younger brothers, which makes their home full of music, energy, and support. Karolina's big break didn't happen right away, but many people who found her on social media thought it did. Once she moved to California, she started to act in public places, mostly on sidewalks and streets with lots of people shopping. People would listen. Videos were caught. Then a lot of people began to watch. She did covers of songs like Shape of You by Ed Sheeran and Dance Monkey by Tones and I. Her versions went viral on the internet. Not only did her skill surprise people, but so did her charm, her energy, and the happiness she brought to her performances. Even though Karolina is famous, she has stayed normal. She still lives with her parents and brothers in Simi Valley. She still performs with a lot of heart, and she keeps posting images that people all over the world can see. Her focus hasn't changed because of the attention, she's still the same girl who started playing in public because she loved how music made people feel. There is no drama or scandal, just a smart young woman doing what she loves. Even so, the new interest in her shows how much people care about her journey. There are still millions of people who love her and can't wait for each new video or show. For Karolina, the music is only getting louder. Millions of people follow Karolina Protsenko on social media, but her favorite place to perform isn't a stadium or a music hall. It's a busy street in Santa Monica. From the videos she posts online, it looks like she goes to a private school in California and balances schoolwork with music and performances. The 3rd Street Promenade is her favorite place to play the violin. She has played there for hours, entertaining big groups with skills that would make anyone stop and listen. It wasn't just her skill that made her stand out, it was also how confident and full of energy someone so young could already play the violin so well. The more people saw her street shows, the more people knew who she was. A saxophonist from Italy named Daniel Vitali was one of the first people to call her by a nickname. He called her the busking sensation. Soon, her videos were seen all over Europe, and people there were just as interested in her songs. By 2019, Karolina was on national TV because of how popular she was becoming. Karolina made an important step in her work when she went on the Ellen DeGeneres show in 2019. Her tip jar was the small bucket she brought with her when she performed on the street. On the show, she talked about how she had been saving money from her tips to buy a dog one day. A lot of people were moved by her story, and all of them were amazed by her violin playing on the show. Ellen shocked Karolina with a nice gift after her performance, which added to the money she had been saving. People were intrigued to know if she finally bought the puppy she had been wanting. Karolina first came to the public's attention on YouTube. One of her first posts was a cover of My Heart Will Go On violin. This helped more people find her. It wasn't long before her videos started getting a lot of attention after she officially joined the site. She learned to play hit songs very quickly because she loved both classical music and pop music. She is in charge of 3 different YouTube accounts right now. There is one for her violin covers, one for blogging and sharing personal news, and one for her singing voice. They each show a different side of her, but when you look at them all together, they show a young artist who is always making music. Despacito, Love Me Like You Do, Shallow, Believer, Shape of You, Never Enough, and Can't Help Falling in Love are just a few of the world hits that she has covered on violin. The videos and comments from people all over the world have given her millions of views and likes. Karolina didn't decide to play the violin one morning. She had to practice for a while. When she moved to the United States in 2015, she started taking lessons with Mr. Sam Fisher, her guitar teacher. He helped her learn the skills, get better at playing, and build a strong background in classical violin music. Karolina didn't just stop taking lessons, though. She jumped at every chance to have fun, work with others, and learn. To improve her style, she took workshops, went to master classes, and worked with other artists. These things helped her try out different types of music and find her own style as an artist. Karolina has used every chance to improve, whether it was playing classical music, street music, or pop covers. Even though her trip isn't over yet, she's already done more than most people could have imagined at 16 years old. Karolina's steady rise began in a quiet way in 2017, right in the middle of California's huge and varied music scene. She stood out, though, not because she had a record deal or a viral campaign, but because she played her violin on the street. That became the way she signed. She didn't just act, she made things happen. What is her best stage? A walk along 3rd Street in Santa Monica. Strangers would stop in the middle of their walk and listen to her music in this busy open-air area. People came together to record, share, and talk about what they saw, not just listen. In just a few months, videos of her shows were posted all over the internet. What looked like a casual show on the street went viral. That Karolina could connect with people through music, even in the middle of a shopping mall, helped her become more well-known. As more and more people saw the films, the buzz grew. She was no longer just a good musician, she was now famous all over the world. A lot of people watched videos of Karolina playing on the streets with a small speaker and a crowd around her. It wasn't just a short-lived trend. People stayed. People watched, commented, subscribed, and kept up with her trip. People who were interested in her songs didn't have to look hard. It was easy because of her. Karolina made 3 YouTube accounts, and each one had a different goal. She is also busy on Instagram and Facebook, where she posts updates for her fans all the time. Fans follow her all over the world, and they can listen to her music whenever it's available on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, and Amazon Music Unlimited. Karolina's version of Despacito, which was originally made by Luis Fonsi and Daddy Yankee, was one of the ones that people shared the most. Just that cover got millions of people to look at her videos and become fans. But that was only one of more than 250 violin covers she has posted over the years. The songs she picks out show how well she knows her fans. She adds her classical touch to songs that are already popular, like #1 hits, world hits, and fan favorites. These acts aren't stiff or technical. People who like her keep coming back because they're so lively. Karolina is a truly global artist. She has more than 10 million fans and watchers in more than 50 countries, so she has gone far beyond the streets of Santa Monica. More than 2 billion people have watched her movies on YouTube and other social networks. Even though the numbers are huge, what makes her music stand out is how personal it still feels. Karolina stays true to the way she did things that made her popular in the first place, even though she performs on some of the biggest stages in the world. She keeps things real and easy, and she lets the music speak for itself. From a street corner to fame around the world, that's how a young girl with a violin got there without ever needing a stage. Karolina is one of a kind in many ways, not just the huge number of views her videos get. Her huge following on all platforms is one thing, but what really sets her apart from other acts is how much music she puts out and how well it always does. About 30 million people watch each of her violin covers every month on average. People who like music and want to hear old songs changed into something new and beautiful are flocking to her station. Karolina does more than just post covers, she changes them. Every note shows how well she knows music, and the way she brings different kinds to life shows how skilled she really is. Even more amazing is how well she gets along with people from all over the world, no matter what language they speak or where they come from. There is a reason for that link. She does this because she thinks music can really speak to everyone. Karolina's choice of songs shows how much she loves music from around the world. She often sings songs in different languages and enjoys music from many countries. She is said to know more than 2 languages, which helps her connect with more people. A lot of young people look up to her because the way she makes music feels personal and open to everyone. For kids who want to use art to express themselves without having to yell for attention, she's become a quiet role model. Karolina's skills caught Ellen DeGeneres' attention in 2019. She was asked to perform on The Ellen Show, and when she got there, she sang Post Malone's Sunflower in a hauntingly beautiful way. The studio crowd was mesmerized by her performance, which was a mix of raw emotion and brilliant technical skill. Ellen was so pleased that she surprised Karolina with a blue violin that she had made just for her and a special tip jar for her street performances. That was a moment of awareness. Karolina started out on the streets and was now being praised on TV across the country. She had been saving money for a puppy, which was all she really wanted. The thing Ellen did brought her one step closer. Karolina has tried playing instruments other than the violin. Starting in May 2022, she started taking piano lessons from Ekaterina Panfarova, just like her mother did. She has also learned to play the guitar and has performed her singing in a number of settings. She is also very flexible when it comes to dance. Karolina added ballet to her routines after watching Lindsey Stirling do it, and in April 2022 she even bought her first pair of pointe shoes. Karolina has a wide range of hobbies, just like the music she collects. She likes to write in a diary, bake, ride her bike, and organize her space. She is very close to Cashew, the family's golden retriever, who they got in August 2022. This shows how much she loves animals. Karolina is also a huge fan of the Harry Potter books and movies, and she loves going to Universal Studios' Harry Potter World. While she is known for being strong, she has admitted to being vulnerable in public, like when she cried during emotional scenes in movies like Titanic. In 2020, Karolina teamed up with Angelica Hale, a singer who had made it to the finals of America's Got Talent. They sang Symphony by Clean Bandit and Zara Larsson together. It wasn't just a duet, it was a show of 2 young abilities that worked so well together, even though they were very different. Angelica sang with strength and feeling, and Karolina played the violin next to her, adding more layers of depth. On stage, it was clear that they got along. Not only did they act next to each other, but they also helped and encouraged each other. People in the crowd watched in silence and then cheered loudly. It brought to mind how two young artists from different backgrounds could work together to make something remarkable. It was clear that Karolina and Angelica loved acting together as soon as they walked out on stage. The room was filled with their energy, and people couldn't help but get lost in their world. Angelica's voice was warm and full of feeling, it filled the room with a soft but strong presence. Karolina's violin played tunes that sounded like they were floating in the air, making the atmosphere calm and mesmerizing. They made something that sounded bigger than the stage they were on when their sounds mixed. Not only was it a show, but it was also a moment between two young artists who already knew how to get people excited. Karoli has already done things that most artists don't get to do until they're much older. She does more than just versions and solo shows, though. She always wants to find new ways to show herself through music. The projects she's worked on together have shaped her career, and each one throws open new doors. Because she works with artists of different styles, she not only improves as a violinist but also as a thinker. Daniele Vitali, an Italian guitarist, was one of the best people they worked with. Both musicians played on a full project that they worked on together, making a rich and emotional experience. The sounds they made together came from different traditions and countries, but they fit together so naturally. It shows that Karolina isn't afraid to leave her comfort zone when she works with another artist. Just as amazing as Karolina's skills is how far she has reached. She has a huge group of fans around the world who watch her every move. She has over 8 million YouTube subscribers and 2 million Instagram followers. These numbers don't just show facts, they show real people who like what she makes. She finally reached a big goal in 2022, she performed on the Kelly Clarkson show. The surprise that came with it made the moment even more valuable. Karolina had always looked up to Lindsey Stirling, the famous fiddler who mixed dance and classical music. It was actually Lindsey who encouraged Karolina to start dancing ballet and include movement in her shows. But she had no idea what would happen next. Meeting her idol Karolina was brought on stage during the show to sing one of Lindsey Stirling's songs. She talked about her journey and how much Lindsey's art had affected her in a chat with Kelly Clarkson. Lindsey was watching the talk behind the scenes, but she didn't tell her. Kelly kept talking to them in a friendly way, asking them questions and talking about music. But then, just as things were getting calm and easy, the real surprise came out. Karolina's face lit up as soon as she saw Lindsey walk toward the stage slowly. She had no idea what was going on. She showed right away how she felt, happy, shocked, and amazed all at the same time. For a moment, they were very close. Karolina told Lindsey how much her work meant to her, and Lindsey told her how much she admired her own. She noticed how far Karolina had come and praised her hard work and skill. It didn't feel like a talk show for a short time. It was like two artists getting together in a place where everyone had fun and respected each other. Lindsey Stirling not only showed up out of the blue to surprise Karolina, but she also made the moment unforgettable by giving her one of her own handmade violins as a gift. It wasn't just a gift, it was a sign of respect and passion between two artists who, despite being different in age, were definitely linked through music. But that wasn't the end of the shocks. Lindsey still had one more idea. In the last few minutes of the show, she asked Karolina to sing with her live. It was Karolina's dream chance, something she had always hoped for. She didn't think twice. She agreed, nervous and excited at the same time. She was ready to be in the spotlight with the person who made her want to learn the violin in the first place. As they moved their bows together, a beautiful sound filled the room. It was about more than just skill. It was about connection. They played violins that went very well together, making a sound that was both strong and intense. It was clear that everyone was happy for Karolina because she had worked so hard to get there. They were truly happy together on stage, and it came through in every song they played. It wasn't just luck or going popular that helped Karolina get where she is now. She worked hard for years to improve her skills and get more fans, and it has paid off in many ways. Her net worth is already thought to be $1.5 million, even though she's still very young. That number shows not only how talented she is, but also how much time, energy, and heart she puts into each show. Karolina's story shows young people all over the world what is possible when they follow their dreams and work hard. She is live proof that age doesn't determine what you can do. People from all walks of life, especially those who are just starting out, are still inspired by her, both online and on stage. How much money does her violin channel make? Karolina's fans often want to know how much money her violin station makes. She's not just any teen uploading videos for fun, after all, she runs a full-on website that millions of people watch every month. About 9.97 thousand people watch her videos on YouTube every day on average. That's more than 28.5 million views in a month. Videos on YouTube that are monetized make between $3 and $7 for every 1,000 views. Based on this math, Karolina's channel could be making around $412,000 a month. That's an estimated $1.71 million a year just from ads on YouTube. All of these numbers are very amazing. They show how far a one-of-a-kind talent can go with the right venue, devoted fans, and a real love for music. People are still interested in Karolina and her growth isn't slowing down. This artist's work is just getting started, but each show, collaboration, and new video makes it stronger. The latest estimate of Karolina Protsenko's net worth is around $1.5 million, but that amount may be less than what she's paying herself. Some stories say that the money she makes from ads alone could be as much as $3.08 million a year. That number doesn't even take into account how popular she is getting or how many other ways she makes money besides YouTube. Karolina's amazing wealth comes from more than one source, which makes it even more impressive. Karolina has built a much more varied income stream than many content creators who only make money from ads. She sells her own stuff, like sweatshirts and t-shirts with her name and brand on them. She consistently sells these brand name items, which directly add to her total income. But she has a lot more power than just online movies. Several albums have been made by her, and all of them can be bought or streamed. These records bring in extra money and give her fans a way to directly support her. Aside from that, Karolina also acts live in the US and around the world. Because she is so well known, she can do more events, play in more places, and make more money through shows and appearances. Karolina doesn't talk about her investments in public, but it's possible that she saves some of her money for future growth. Help from fans is also important. People from all over the world regularly help her by giving her money and tips online, just because they like her songs and want her to do well. There's room for more since she's getting more famous. As she builds her name, she might be able to get brand deals, sponsorships, or affiliate partnerships, all of which could help her make even more money. Analysts think that her net worth will keep going up over the next few years, especially since she already has a successful job and her online presence is growing. Karolina's story shows how a young musician with ability and hard work can take a simple street performance and make it famous all over the world. Even though she's just starting out, her influence is already clear. Karolina's secret weapon, Karolina Protsenko, is a talent who can be seen on many platforms, not just social media. In addition to YouTube, she keeps her fans interested on Instagram and Facebook, where she posts personal updates, performance clips, and content from behind the scenes. She makes extra money through sponsored posts and business partnerships because she has millions of followers on these sites. Companies know how important it is to be seen, and Karolina's social media accounts give them that. Her followers are more than just a number, they're active fans. This means that every post, every product mention, and every show could be a way to make money. What makes Karolina's shows unique is that her violin is always the first thing that fans notice. Karolina has said more than once that her violin is a Stradivarius. People look at this and turn their heads right away because these instruments are so rare and famous. There is a group of string instruments called the Stradivarius, or more correctly, the Stradivarius. They were made in Italy between the 17th and 18th centuries by members of the Stradivari family, most notably Antonio Stradivari. Violins, violas, and cellos like these are thought to be some of the best instruments ever made. People from outside of classical music now gather them, and they have a reputation for being very good. Many people, even those who don't know much about music, have heard of the Stradivarius. Not their age or where they came from, but the sound they make is what makes them so important. The instruments have been studied by both artists and scientists for hundreds of years to try to figure out why they sound so full, clear, and powerful. Some people question whether the famous sound can be proven scientifically, but one thing is for sure, people are still willing to pay millions of dollars to own one. Antonio Stradivari made the Messiah violin, which is thought to be worth about $20 million, making it one of the most expensive violins ever made. Karolina plays a violin made in the same way, which makes her already impressive performances even better. It's not just her skill, it's also the history and accuracy of the instruments she plays. Stradivari didn't just go with the flow, he created them. Some French violin makers of his time shaped their instruments with outside forms, but Stradivari used an inside mold. He had more power over the little things because of this. He chose carefully which woods to use. The top was made of spruce, the inside was made of willow, and the back and neck were made of maple. It changed the sound, the weight, and even how long it would last depending on the decision. His violins also had F-holes that were longer and smaller carved into the body. It might look like these small holes were just a design choice, but experts think they were very important to the sound quality. A study from MIT found that the longer F-holes made the sound travel farther, which meant that the violin could be played louder and better without the need for modern amplifiers. Stradivari also didn't just make one shape. He tried out longer shapes, different curves, and small structural changes over the course of his work. Folks have even looked into the varnish he used. Some people think he treated the wood with special chemicals or that the materials came from places like buildings that are hundreds of years old. This adds to the wonder of how he made his instruments sound so great. There are different opinions about how great Stradivarius violins are, which could be the point. A physicist named Dr. Franco Zunini looked at these tools in a particle accelerator and discovered that a lot of them have small flaws. These weren't by chance. Zunini thinks that the flaws may have helped get rid of unwanted harmonics, which would have made the sound of the instrument cleaner and more polished. What might look like flaws were actually choices that were made on purpose to make the instrument better than others have been able to do. Real Stradivarius violins are now only available to the best players in the world. There are famous violinists like Nicola Benedetti who play them in music halls all over the world. Karolina, who is still very new to the music business, joins that small but prestigious group by using a violin that is based on the same famous design. It's easy to see why her shows are so popular. There is no doubting her skill, but the instrument she plays gives her an even bigger edge. It reacts right away to even the smallest changes in movement, tone, or pressure. It's not just music when Karolina plays, it's also history, accuracy, and skill all coming together at once. This is a powerful story about Karolina Protsenko. It shows that ability, hard work, and heart can get you anywhere. From shows on the street to having millions of fans online, she's made something really special. She has a long road ahead of her, and this is just the start. Do you think she can become one of the best of all time? Leave your ideas in the box below.